Hey guys, today we are going to make this ornamental air plant holder, and you really won't believe how easy and fun it is to put together using beads, wire, and a few inexpensive hoop bracelets. It also doubles as a disco ball. So I just got home from work, and yes, I'm still wearing my mask, but I figured I'd just keep it on for this intro because I really don't want to do the rest of my makeup. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Let's get this party started. I'll be using these bangle bracelets from Walmart and some glass beads from the craft store. I'll link to a list of materials in the description box, but keep in mind that this is a great project for recycling old jewelry. Buying beads can get pricey, so be sure to look for coupons if you are shopping at a craft supply store. So the first step is to take one of your 4 hoops and a pair of wire cutters, and we're going to cut the bracelet to open it up. It can be tricky to find the opening on these bracelets, but you want to cut it at the weakest point. Since we're bending this piece around into a spiral, you don't want it to snap at that weak point where the hoop is welded shut. Also, watch out for sharp edges. You can file these down if you want, but they aren't too bad, so I'm going to skip that. In this next step, we are creating a bed for your plant to rest on. Take a pair of needle nose pliers and make sure you've got a good grip on both ends. Hold the loose end steady and use your pliers to twist the other end inwards. Be careful not to bend it too fast or hard, and try to avoid creating hard angles. You could also try wrapping the metal around a dowel rod, but this technique works really well for me and it takes just a little bit of practice. It's all about holding one end steady and twisting your wrist with your hand that's holding the pliers. By the way, sorry for the band-aid. I broke a nail and I didn't want to show that off on camera. When you're done, your spiral should be a couple of inches across and fit nicely into the other hoops. Later on, we're going to wire this shut, but for now you can just set it aside. Next, you're going to take 2 bangles and put them together into a crisscross shape. They might be a little bit loose at first, but we'll fix that in a moment. The spiral is going to sit at the bottom intersection of the 2 hoops, but first we want to keep them from popping apart by wrapping wire around the cross sections. I would suggest cutting about 8 inches of 26 gauge gold colored wire. I'm using the cheapest one I could find at the craft store, and it's super easy to bend and work with. Be aware that it likes to unroll itself from the spool, so make sure you crimp it down at the top. Now I'm going to do my best to describe what I'm doing here. I'm folding and wrapping the wire around the place where the hoops cross and wrapping each end of the wire in an X shape around the intersection as tight and neatly as I can. When you wrap the wire tight around the hoops, it helps to keep them from shifting around, but a little flexibility is still fine. After you've gone around about 3 or 4 times, you're going to want to wrap your wires around each individual hoop to make sure that everything stays in place. Once that's done, trim your ends and use pliers to flatten the edges of the wire down against the hoop so that they don't stick out and poke you later. It really helps to use shorter pieces of wire to avoid the wire getting bent and tangled around the hoops. We're going to be going around these hoops again to attach the beads, but I like having all of these points secured before I get into decorating. It's just a lot easier to work with it this way. Now we're taking our last string and slipping it over the other 2. I'm just doing my best to eyeball it and make sure things look fairly symmetrical, and then wrapping every cross point like the ones I did before. Now you could add beads as you connect all of those cross points, but I've made about 30 of these so far, and I kind of just prefer to add the beads later on. I went ahead and added one for now just to show you what I mean. Just make sure you leave the top and bottom points open for the hanger and charm to get connected later. Before we put the beads on, let's go ahead and attach the spiral bed we made earlier. I'm using a 6-inch piece of wire and wrapping it around that open end to hold the spiral shut. Don't stress about this part looking perfect, but try to wrap the wire as tight as you can. Next, I'm just dropping that piece into the bottom of my hoops and turning it around so that that blunt end rests right up against the edge of that hoop. Wiring that spiral into place does take a little bit of extra patience, but I just wrapped one 10-inch piece of wire all the way around, traveling from one point to the other until I'd gone all the way around the spiral. So I actually started making these as props for a show that we were doing at the theater. We were doing a production of Peter and the Starcatcher, and we needed some sort of necklaces for Lord Astor and his daughter Lucy to use to communicate with each other over long distances. Obviously, they're a little bit big to wear as a necklace on a normal day, but for a prop, we needed them to be big enough that the audience members, even in the back of the theater, would be able to see. Ideally, I would have made them light up, but I didn't really have time to wire that together, and since we were being pretty rough on them, throwing them across stage, I figured they needed to be as actor-proof as possible. As much as we abused them, they actually held up pretty well. It was the props that took a beating, not the actors. I think more than a few of us suffered broken hearts during that show, but that is a story for an entirely different video. Anyway, for the Starcatcher props, I filled these with mechanical looking pieces and things that would catch the light so that the audience members would be able to see them from far away, but at some point I figured I could just make them hollow and use them as air plant hangers, which is what we're doing now. I made a tutorial a while back on how to make these into more of a steampunk ornament if you're interested in that, but it is a really old video that I don't think I even recorded voiceover for, which is kind of why I'm revisiting this project. To add the beads and crystals, I have one end of a 12-inch piece of wire wrapped around the cross section, and I'm being careful to make sure that my wire doesn't get bent. Otherwise, the beads won't slide on very easily. I'm working from one side of the hoop all the way around, spacing out the beads evenly by wrapping just the wire around the hoop once or twice in between each bead. Again, you're going to come up with your own way to do this, and just do what feels fun and looks right to you. I've also found that colorful seed beads make really good spacers, and you can find a lot of these at Michael's and Joann. I've even taken old prom dresses that are falling apart and stripped the beads off of those to reuse in projects like this. I promise those dresses were absolutely atrocious, and back when I worked at the bridal shop, they were the ones that would literally end up in a dumpster if I didn't take them home. As you get around to the top part of your plant hanger, you can go ahead and wire a loop or decorative piece or even just a jump ring to the top of it to connect your chain to later. Just make sure you go around it 5 or 6 times to make sure that it's really held in place there. If your wire breaks on that part, it'll start to unravel everywhere else and you don't want your beads to fall off. Now we're going to make this planet charm. I had a hard time tracking down these beads, but I'll link to as much as I can in the description box. I'm taking a long head pin and threading it through the first hole of this ring. I had to use some seed beads to get the round glass bead to fit into the ring and stay centered. Using wire cutters, go ahead and snip the end off of that pin and use your round nose pliers to twist both ends into a loop. You'll want to keep twisting until your pin is good and tight on either side of the ring. This is another one of those things that took me a while to get the hang of, but luckily those pins come in about 20 to 50 in a pack, so you'll have a few to practice with. I'm going to use jump rings to attach this charm to the plant hanger and chain. One of the tricks to using jump rings is to pull them apart in kind of a side-to-side diagonal fashion and not just yanking them open and creating a crease in the center. Whenever you're opening and closing them, you want to twist, not bend, if that makes any sense. Finally, I made a loop at the end of the chain to hang it up and attached the rest of the charms with jump rings, as well as a Christmas ornament hanger to make the chain just a little bit longer. Obviously, this one is celestial themed, but I'd love to see how you guys put your own spin on the project. I love using found pieces of jewelry to make these, and they are actually really fun and relaxing to work on once you get the hang of the wire wrapping. I'm working on putting together a few more videos about theatrical costuming, as well as just general arts and crafts and crochet, so thank you for all of you guys who've subscribed to my kind of all over the place channel. I'd love to see what you guys come up with, so please let me know how this goes for you and if there's anything I didn't explain well. Anyway, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon.